1255 maximum score words formed by letters. This Java code calculates the maximum score that can be obtained by forming words using given letters and their corresponding scores. It uses backtracking to try all possible combinations of words and letters to maximize the total score. This code defines a function maxScoreWords that takes three arrays as input: words, letters, and score. The words array is an array of strings, where each string represents a word. The letters array is an array of characters, where each character represents a letter in the alphabet. The score array is an array of integers, where the score at index I represents the score of the letter at index I in the alphabet. The function first creates a letter count array letter count to store the frequency of each letter in the letters array. Then it calls a helper function backtrack to recursively calculate the maximum score that can be formed by forming words from the words array using the letters in the letters array. The backtrack function takes four arguments: words, letter count, score, and index. The words argument is the same as the words argument passed to the maxScoreWords function. The letter count argument is an array that stores the frequency of each letter. The score argument is the same as the score argument passed to the maxScoreWords function. The index argument represents the index of the current word in the words array that the function is considering. The backtrack function first checks if it has reached the end of the words array, i.e., if index is equal to the length of the words array. If so, it returns 0, which means that no more words can be formed and the score is 0. Otherwise, the function does two things. It calculates the maximum score that can be formed by skipping the current word. To do this, it calls itself recursively with index plus 1 as the new index. This basically means that the function moves on to consider the next word in the words array. It calculates the maximum score that can be formed by using the current word. To do this, it first checks if it is possible to form the current word using the letters in the letters array. It does this by iterating over the characters in the current word and checking if the frequency of each character in the letter count array is greater than 0. If any of the characters cannot be formed, then the function sets a flag, can form word to false, and breaks out of the loop. If it is possible to form the current word, the function calculates the score of the word by adding up the scores of the individual letters in the word. Then, it subtracts the frequency of each letter in the word from the letter count array to simulate using up those letters. Next, the function calls itself recursively with index plus 1 as the new index to calculate the maximum score that can be formed by continuing down the current path, i.e., using the current word and then continuing to consider the remaining words. Finally, the function adds the score of the current word to the maximum score that can be formed by continuing down the current path. This is because the score of the current word can be added to the maximum score that can be formed by using the remaining words.